What happened at the end of the game here last season? Was that one of the most traumatic 5 or 10 minutes of your managerial career, to see a game disappear through your fingers like that?
Well, it was tough. Obviously it was, but at the end we make an exceptional first game in Manchester. Exceptional. We did a really good game here. Not exceptional, but a really good game. In general, we make a good performance. It's football. It was not enough. When someone beat us, all we can do is congratulate them, accept it, and move forward. 1 year later, we're here. That means sometimes it's really good. After wake up, we stand up after what happened last season. That's a good point for us.
Do you take encouragement from that? Okay, you lost the tie, but I think everybody who was at both games would recognise that you were probably the better team over the tie. So does that give you the encouragement rather than actually what happened in terms of result?
We arrived here last season with encouragement to get the final. The way we played was really good in both games, again, but it was not enough. But what happened in the past, we are not here for a revenge. It's just another opportunity. As much we are here, one day we'll get it. One day we'll reach the final and we will win it. We come here to do this season. But the set is completely different the previous one. No, last season also we came here to reach the final and win it. But didn't happen because we play against Real Madrid, and Real Madrid in this competition knows exactly what he has to do. And as much we play against them or against the top elite teams in Europe, much closer we'll be.
Simon?
Hi, Pep. Do you feel better prepared that you all went through last year?
I think last season we were prepared as well to do it. I'm not a big fan to think about it like the experience we had in the positive way or negative way is going to help us. Of course, we are the same managers. 80-90% are the same players in both sides. So, but completely different games. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. The difference is the second leg is at home. I don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage, but I think everything is going to decide in Manchester.
John?
So how different a place do you think the two teams are to where they were when they met this time last year?
It's quite similar, I would say. We were fighting for the Premier League like this season, and them they were fighting for the Liga. It's a bit different, but now they won the cup. In Spain, it just have this competition to end the season. So for us, you know, to win these competitions, you have to win the best teams. And Madrid is the best team in this competition in the last decade, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, by far. So at the end, you have to face it. And it's okay, why not? Let's go, let's try it, perform well. We spoke last season, you have to perform to reach the final, and we did it. I reviewed again these last 2 days, both games we played there to see more or less what happened. And we played exceptional at home, exceptional. Could not be better to play against Real Madrid there. And the result was okay, it was okay, but not could be better. And here, that is the real test. We play not exceptional, but we play good. But it was not enough. So we say, yeah, it was the last minute. Yeah, football is 95 minutes, so it's not about before. And what happened was right after, congratulate Madrid, after they won the Champions League, and we are here again.
Paul?
Pep, it's your third successive year in the semi-finals of this competition. Does it feel it's getting closer that you will lift this trophy with Manchester City? Are the signs pointing towards that?
I would say 7 years ago when I arrived, we want to win that year the Champions League, and then year after and the year after. So we won it, definitely. But the same last season, not changed much this because last season what happened or the final we lost against Chelsea 2 seasons ago. So we won it. But last season we were at the end of the world, and here we are again. So I would not like to have a team like we win the Champions League one day and after stay 10 years without playing the Champions League or go down, down, and down, and down. There are clubs in Europe that invest and make a crazy thing just to win the Champions League. And after that, they do win the Champions League, and the leagues go down and down. So be stable is the most important thing as a club. Example like Madrid, for example, and every season is there. That is the best. Of course, they win it, but being there like Barcelona in the past, like all the time was there, or Liverpool all the time is there. So that means, for me, that means, you know, a club like is stable, is healthy. And when you are quite often here, so at the end, what's going to happen? We won it this season, for sure, like happened last season. I am Barcelona fan, and Barcelona fan spent a lot of time to win the first time the Champions League in '92, and lost a lot of finals, and was there. So it's a process. I would love to win in the past, you know, already have there, but now wouldn't change. You do in the past, and after you are not there, you then make wrong things. Important is be stable, you know, getting better every season to try to be in the early clubs. Next season will be the Champions League again. For the Spanish clubs, maybe it's not, or Madrid or Barcelona, these clubs maybe it's not important, but in Premier League it's so difficult to qualify for the Champions League. We are there. And for us it's so important. Next season we'll face maybe Madrid again.
Dave?
Hi, Pep. Rodri talking about football giving you a chance for revenge after what happened last season. Is there a danger, though, that the players could be distracted by what they have to do tomorrow night if revenge...
will be a huge mistake. We are not here for revenge, just for an opportunity.
Yeah.
What happened in the past. So the past, they deserve it at the end because they want it. And always I believe in football, when you want it, it's because you deserve it. I'm going to say that we were not proper team to fight to reach the final next season. No, we were. We did everything, more than everything, to reach the final. But football is not enough. So hopefully we can learn and play better in the last minutes, or score the goals, that the incredible chances, or maybe Courtois don't have the big night that they had in the both games, or you know, or be better. So the lesson we can learn from last season is not here to make a revenge. You know, learn a little bit what happened, to get a good result, to perform well tomorrow, and give the the opportunity to reach the final open in Manchester.
We'll take one from Sam, and then we'll move into Spanish, please.
Hi, Pep. You were talking there about being stable and other teams that try and win in the Champions League and then drop. You're obviously here again. Last year you were here trying to reach the final, win the Premier League. Season before, reach the final, win the Premier League. What is it about City, about your players and about you that means you can keep doing it every year so consistently? Why do you keep getting to this stage?
But with the same players, the same manager cannot be eternal to try to do it. At the end, the demanding from my club to win the Champions League, I know it. I had the feeling when I arrived, didn't ask me, but I know the feeling after the first Premier League that the target is the Champions League. It's no, when you don't have anything, you don't have one trophy, you want it. That is nice, but in a good way. So we cannot become crazy neither. So at the end, it's a football game, 2 games. We're going to try to do the good one in a special scenario, and that is what we have to do.
Start down here, please, guys.
Pepe aquí, Sergio Levinsky, Group.
Sergio Diniz from Argentina. You emphasized a lot the strength from Real Madrid and the history of champions in the last few years. You talked a lot about the matches, learning what could have been learned. How much is a psychological factor? Because we talked about matches more, but what about the psychological factor? How important it is? How important is it for you? I don't know up to what point. I would say that you have to think what you need to do to win Real Madrid, and that's it. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to play, and Carlos' plan. I don't know that. We'll start talking about, we talked a bit, we'll talk in a bit more detail tomorrow. The psychological part, I don't know how important it is. We just need to do it in the best possible way. Good afternoon. I would like to emphasize a bit on that because we come from Ancelotti's press conference, and he says that the goal from his team is to get an advantage, but more than a result, to get a motivational advantage, more of a mental advantage, a mindset on the way the team plays. Rodri talked about revenge. You didn't like it. You did say it was not a revenge, it was a new opportunity. Rodri mentioned the lack of attention towards the end of the match. So we would have to focus a bit more. And I insist on the colleague's question, is there a mental advantage? How important it is it, on a match like this, playing against Real Madrid, a team like last year won the competition in an unnatural way, a supernatural way. They seem to be unbeatable, unstoppable. Ancelotti said that your team seems to be unstoppable. So I would like to know about the psychological factor and how important it is. We come from we came with to the second leg with a higher mental and psychological factor, and we got out in the last few minutes. Mendy got a ball out in 2 minutes, and Courtois stopped an impossible goal, and that's the margin of being on a final. So that's why I don't give it so much importance. It happened. It could happen again. We have to play against until the last minutes, but that's all. There's a pass after a corner, an extra pass that maybe we should have not done, and maybe to dominate more in that situation. But whatever you have lived, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen again. For the good and the bad things, it's 180 minutes. We'll play the first 90 and a bit more, and of course you have to do really good in 2 matches, otherwise it'll be really difficult. Last year it was really good and we didn't pass, but we are back here, and welcome Real Madrid. We're going to try again. Over here, Pep, Diego Plaza from El Chiringuito. Regarding the style of this city, what has changed as compared with the previous year? Is it just because you have Haaland, and this is Haaland's Manchester City is more than the style Guardiola's would like? I like the way the team plays. I always like the way we played. This year as well, against teams that can pressure a lot, one-on-one, as Madrid did against Barcelona. Using long pass with Haaland is useful, because if they don't do one-on-one, we'll try and play the way we try and do. And sometimes the other team is better. They say, you want to do this, and you can't, because the other guys are playing as well. And this is I would like to play this way, and what, are the other ones limping? So when you play against Leipzig and Bayern, I would have liked not to have suffered as much as we did against Bayern, but with time I've learned that we suffer as we'll suffer tomorrow and in these qualifying rounds. The style is of course set by players. If you have Haaland, we'll play for him on many things that when we didn't have him and we had to play in a different way. But it is to try and play better than the opponent and to win the match. Hello, Pep, Melchor Ruiz, Cadena Cope. You've mentioned that it's going to be decided in Manchester in the second leg. So I'd like to ask if playing the second leg at home, even for the starting 11 tomorrow on, from Real Madrid, were you most concerned about? Almost everyone talks about how to stop Vinicius, but there's a lot more. It's true, there's a lot more. And Vinicius is true that it seems that every time he touches the ball, he does something. But it's, of course, the whole team and the way Madrid plays and playing these kind of matches. I don't know. If there's an extension, it's better to have it at home than away. In the last few minutes, if you hear and you're almost there, having it at home better than away. But this is a draw, and last year we have the second leg here, and this year we have the second leg there at home. I don't think this is so important, because we can win away anyway, and Madrid as well, and the other way round. So we just have to play 2 good matches. Good afternoon, Sebas Giz from TV3. I will ask in Spanish if you can answer in Catalonian. You've been in this press conference quite often. You played eluded in Bernabeu, and you managed teams here in Bernabeu. From all the visits, there's an iconic image, the semi-finals from 2011, that you remember quite properly. what's the image you have? What do you think could be the iconic image from this qualifying round for tomorrow here? I have no idea. The manager is now speaking in Catalonian and therefore there's no simultaneous translation. Thank you.
No en tinc ni idea. M'agradaria dir-t'ho, però no ho sé.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.